Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good day to everyone. My name is Norleli binti Salim with metric number of DF180014. In this video, I will be presenting about biochemical process. A little bit introduction here. As we know, nowadays a lot of pollution is occurring, such as air pollution and water pollution. But do you know that pollution also happening in our groundwater system? Let me tell you, groundwater contamination is nearly always the result of human activities. In areas where population density is high and human use of the land is intensive, groundwater is especially vulnerable. Virtually, any activity whereby chemical or waste may be released to the environment, either intentionally or accidentally, has the potential to pollute groundwater. So, biochemical processes are chemical processes that occur in living things. It also known as a reuse of materials in ecosystem by living things. All organisms need energy and raw materials to carry on the internal biochemical processes that are essential for survival. There is a few cycles involved in biochemical process, which is water cycle, carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, phosphorus cycle, and sulfur cycle. This is water cycle diagram. It shows that groundwater here is taken by the plant roots and through the transpiration, it was released into the atmosphere. Then here, the water from the ocean or lakes is evaporated and condensed to form clouds. Then, from the clouds, water will fall as a precipitation. The surface runoff leads through rivers into the lakes and oceans, and also some of it will seep into the ground and becomes groundwater. Next here is the carbon cycle diagram. Here, the CO2 released into the atmosphere through the human activities, which is burning of forests and fossil fuel. The CO2 in atmosphere will dissolve in the rainwater and fall into the oceans and lakes. Then it returns to the atmosphere through evaporation. Other than that, CO2 can be released through geological activity and biological activity. Move forward, this is the nitrogen cycle diagram. The nitrogen usually found in the fertilizer, animal waste, and decomposed organic matter. It is used in agricultural activities. But fortunately, excessive use of it will release nitrogen into stream as a runoff. This may cause high nutrient in the water source and causing the growth of algae green. While for the phosphorus cycle, it is a bit same with the nitrogen cycle because the phosphorus also used in fertilizer and released by decomposed matter. The excess of it may wash into the streams and contaminate the water source. This is the whole figure of the biochemical process. As we can see, the industrial activities releasing the toxic metal into the ground, and also the fossil fuel combustion will produce the carbon dioxide released into the atmosphere. And from the agricultural activities, phosphorus and also nitrogen are seeped into the ground from the use of fertilizer and also from the decomposed matter in farming. And also this component that seeps into the ground will get into our groundwater and contaminate it. The flow of groundwater will direct goes into our ocean, and also it will lead to the water contamination. In addition, there is a few of transportation mechanisms that involve in the biochemical process, which is advection, diffusion, and also dispersion. This mechanism is used to move the contaminants from source to the receptor. Advection. Advection is the movement of dissolved solute with flowing groundwater, and also known as advective transport or convection, refers to the contaminant movement by flowing water in response to a hydraulic gradient. For diffusion, It is a process by which a contaminant in water will move from an area of greater concentration toward an area where it less concentrated. The spreading of solute due to a concentration gradient minor at most groundwater velocity. And next is dispersion. Groundwater flow through the porous media occurs at variable rates due to the arrangement of particles in the subsurface. This is where the mixing occurs along the flow path, and there is two methods of mixing. There is longitudinal dispersion, where it occurs along the direction of the flow path, and the transverse dispersion is occur normal to the flow path and cause lateral spreading of the contaminants. In this figure, we can see that how the advection, diffusion, and dispersion takes place in the groundwater contamination through biochemical process. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.